Okay, and hello and welcome to today's stream. So today we are doing all kinds of things, and the thing that I have really been having fun with, I've been doing a lot more of this Thorncraft stuff, and I have put that up there like so, on there, and then put my wall back. I was just trying to figure something out a while ago and couldn't figure out what it was doing. Then I've managed to suss it out. Right, so I have my smelter. Put my wall back up there. Okay, right, so I have my smelter, and these they're called arcane alembics. This is when you put stuff into here, into this thingy, it basically it separates out all the individual essentials, and hopefully I can give you a little demonstration. Let's see, put something in there. Let's see if that's going to work. Put those in there like that. Well, we'll start separating out the essential, hopefully. Fingers crossed, it should. Okay, what did it do? Decided not to. Put down empty jar. Empty jar, oh, it's up there. Yeah, look at this, look. That is so funky. Yeah. Basically what it's doing is it's separating it out. Yeah, I love that graphic. Look. What it's doing, these little things on the side here are transfusers, and what they do is they take the stuff from the machine and they transfer it to, put a label on that one. It should transfer it to those. I'm wondering if it's because I've got to do another test there. Look. Try a few of those. Why is it doing that? Ah, there you go. Yeah, so cool. Look at that. Look. It's transferring it out of there and putting it into the jars over there. Putting up the jars, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. The jars gradually filling up. I love that. That is so cool. So essentially now I can just put different things in my smelter and let it get on with it and start filling up these jars with all kinds of funky stuff. Now this has a purpose, because there is a crafting mechanic thing for this, for a Thorncraft, which I'm going to be making next. I'm going to be making here. I'm realizing with this particular mod that I need more and more space, because it just requires, so basically what these things will do, they will take anything from the receptacle and they will transfer it to a jar anywhere up to 16 blocks away, which is really kind of funky. I'm just going to have to have a look and see. One of those. I'm just going to be playing around with this now and just putting stuff in here at random just to watch the effects. Just making sure it's doing it all right. So that's 3 of a wavy one. Oh, I don't have that one, so what I need to do is come over here and break the jar. Put the jar down. think that, like, the first time you try a particular type of something, it needs somewhere to go and it needs a jar quite close by. Open. There we go, look. It's cool. So we'll break that jar and we put it back. I'm wondering if it will transfer down to this corner, so let's get a label. Label on there, like that. Let's try it. So I need slime balls. Didn't finish my wall there. Right, so I need some more slime balls. Let's see if that will work. Okay, a couple of those. Turn those into slime balls. Those in there, like that. See, I'm not sure whether these things have like a directional facing. Okay. Why is it not I think some of these jars, they might, if they're like behind, they might not be filling correctly, so let's have a little check. Basically it just means I might have to rearrange the way that my jars are set up in there. Okay. So you didn't go to that jar. Right, okay, so I think it did say something about behind, so I think what I'm going to have to do is move all my jars over to this wall, which would be fun. Okay, yeah, so it didn't do that. Yeah, see, that's got that is good, that one. Let's just try a little experiment. So if I put that, didn't really want to put them against this wall, but I might have to. See, because that one is the same as that one, and it didn't go to that jar, and it is in range. But I'm thinking, because it did say something about ignore everything behind it, so I think what I'm going to have to do is rearrange. Mind you, I could put all my jars here. Oh no, see, now the idea is within 16 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That might just work if I build my device here. Well, actually, if I take down this wall and put all the jars up against this wall, that might work. So maybe I have to do a bit of rearranging here. Do a little bit of rearranging. So what we're going to have to do, break my jars. So it's kind of nice because when you break them, they maintain their contents. So I can just that one here has got stuff in it. Now what's that? Sometimes quite hard to see the icons on those. So that's like a little heart thing. I don't think I've got that one. Got that one? No. So technically, if I take an empty jar and put it there, then, yeah, see that? Doing it. Going into that jar. Nice. So yeah, the jars have to be not in line of sight, but they do have to be. Basically, this thing, it won't transfer to anything like this side of it. So in other words, basically everything's got to be this side of them. So yeah, all I've got to do is take my jars and put them. Yeah. Put them over this side. Cool. Okay, so just bear with me a minute while I do this. switch all these over here. Cool. So yeah, this is a rather funky mechanic. It's going to allow me to do crafting a lot quicker, because what I'm going to be doing next, hopefully, if I've got all the research, is I'm going to be building the auto crafter, which would basically allow me to just line things up in the machine and get this to build them. And what it will do, it will pull the required essentia from these jars. All I have to do is make sure that I have enough of each type of essentia. Kind of like the look of these jars, they look really nice. That's empty. It does look kind of funky, doesn't it? Actually, might use put you there. Yeah, I'm really liking this. Put some more random things in there. So let's see if I put a few iron in there. And what do they give? Do we have that one here? No, I don't think we do. So let's get an empty jar. Empty jar. Eh? Oh, it is good. Where's it going? Ah, there, yeah, it's going that one. Nice. That is such a pretty particle effect. That's really cool. I'm loving the look of that. Nice, nice, nice. So this is basically going to allow me to do all kinds of interesting crafting. Been working hard on the research for this this mod. The research is very time consuming. You have to do a lot of research to get all the things. Love it. I love that. I love the way it's kind of snaking its way around the jars to find the one that it wants. To be perfectly fair, I didn't think that I was going to like this mod. I didn't think that, you know, playing around with magic was actually going to be as much fun as it is. But damn, it really is quite good fun. Now, I'm running out of space to put jars, so I think what I'm going to do, get some labels. It's starting to look cool. Starting to look cool. So let's have a look. Where's my axe? Where's my axe? There's my axe. Okay, so what I'm going to do, break this wall down. Just need to check the distance. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, okay, so it should transfer into any jars all the way up to and including the end of this wall. Fingers crossed. And toes and eyes. Oh, it filled that jar. So it's starting on that one. I suppose that's something I'm going to have to watch out for, is when it starts filling jars. You see, like that jar contains 250, that's full. So it's now feeding it into this jar up here. Huh? Which was a previously empty one. These little blank labels that you make, by the way, all you basically do is you shift right click them onto the jar and it will automatically show you what particular type of essentia that jar contains. So then all I'm going to have to do is work on building up a reserve of all the different kinds of essentia so that I can do any crafting I need to do. But then because we're automating this process, that also means that now if there's a particular type of essentia I need, I can just look up the item that it requires, pop the item in there. It should automatically sort it into one of these jars, and then when I set up the crafting thingy here, it will automatically supply it with whatever it needs to complete the crafting process, which will be really funky. Okay. Let's get this finished. Ooh, so that's going to work out exactly right. And of course what I can do is if we start filling up jars, I can simply make more jars and then move out the full ones and put them over into another storage area over in the corner here, so that it will continue to use these, use them for any crafting it requires. Okay. Right. All fun and games. By the way, today I'm going to be doing this, hopefully setting up this crafting device, and then what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'm going to be starting to work on the Astral Sorcery mod, which is a different magic based mod and works in a completely different way, because this is all about breaking things down into their component parts and then creating things based on this essentia stuff. Primarily, there are other aspects to this mod, like golems, which you can make these little creatures which basically go around and perform automatic operations for you, which I might have a look at as well. But I also want to start on Astral Sorcery, which requires working at night time, which is going to be quite fun. You have to go out in the world and find these temples. I think actually I've got one quite near me. It's just a little sleep. I seem to remember there was one nearby. In fact, yes, there is. He's up there, so he's up the hill that way. Yeah, so let's just quickly head out and have a look at that. Basically, this Astral Sorcery mod adds structures to the world, and you have to use those structures to start the crafting process, and then you build up your own crafting area. Let's have a look. And there he is, look. A little temple there. These things there, there's quite a few of these out and about. What I'm going to have to do is go out and discover a couple of them. But yeah, these are the Astral Sorcery temples. And that's not something completely different. So yeah, that's going to be tomorrow. Now let's have a look at this thing that I need to be making. Right. Okay. So Arcane Infusion. Right, so I've built one of these as part of my research, the Runic Matrix. That forms the basic part of the structure. Where's that Runic Matrix? Okay, I'm going to need that. I think I'm going to need some Arcane Stone. I might need a couple more. Actually, 8 is what I need. And then an Arcane Pedestal. How do I make those? Arcane Pedestal. Okay, so Arcane Stone slabs. Right, Arcane Stone is just stone around a V crystal. Okay, let's go and get us. I think I cooked up some stone ready for this. I think I did. Yeah, look at that. I did. So get some of that. And then some of these bee crystals. I have a lot of these. I'm making a lot of those. So what we do, come here. Those. Let's do it actually over. What I did, I realised that when you doing this arcane crafting, each individual chunk in Minecraft has a different value of this V. So what I've done. So what I've done is I put the table back where it originally was because this area has quite a lot more for crafting, which is really nice. So what we need to do is we need to take the crystal, those in the middle, take our stack of stone and arrange them around like that. Okay, so there we have. So what I need to do is get maybe half of those and do that. Get some slabs and then arcane pedestals. Okay, we require 10. Well, apparently I need 8 of these. So stone. Okay, 10 works. Right. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here and we're gonna start by breaking down this wall. Take it all the way out. Right. Okay, so we're ready to build this thing. Let's have a look. Infusion. Right, so this is how it's got to look. So, right, pedestal in the middle. Okay, well that seems quite straightforward. So, and just to make sure it is 8 arcane stone, arcane pedestal, and matrix. Right, so arcane stone. So 1, 2, 3. So I need to do it maybe about. Okay, then we need an arcane pedestal in the middle, like so. Then we need to take our runic matrix and we need to place him on top. Okay. Then we need some of that little magic powder. And this will be the truth. Oh, lucky, I have one left. Nice. Might have to make some more left. We have to make, apparently what you do is you just right click powder. Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Oh, I think you have to use the caster's glove. Alright. One should go back and read the instructions. Infusion. once. Once the pillars are formed, the running matrix will be activated. Okay. So there's something I'm doing wrong here. Maybe put that there. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I haven't put pedestals. Okay, not quite sure. About that. Read the instructions. Okay, so you can go inside then. It looks right. Unless maybe I put that runic matrix thing on the wrong corner. Don't know. Let's try moving it to another. Okay. Why isn't that forming? Not quite sure what I'm doing wrong here. Well, anyway, that's what it's supposed to look like. But I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. I'm gonna have to go back to the book and find out what. Yeah. Okay, once you have your ornament properly placed into a structure commonly known as an infusion, you can begin to craft. The altar is crafted with the use of Salus Mundus. Do I need just one? Salus Mundus, yeah. Come on, there's got to be something that I'm not doing right here. Maybe you need more than one. Okay. Just bear with me a second. Okay, well that kind of looks right. It says right clicking on the resulting structure. Maybe I don't know. Not quite sure what it is that I'm doing wrong here. Definitely an arcane pedestal. definitely what I need to put there. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, so in the absence of being able to do that, because that all looks right, I'm just not quite sure why it's not right. It should. I should basically right click this dust on it and it should turn into the structure. But for some reason it's not doing it. I don't know why. Definitely arcane stone I need. It's not arcane bricks or something stupid like that. Arcane stone. Unit matrix. Yeah. Pedestal. Unit matrix. Okay. Right, well, in the absence of that, we might have to come back and do that later. Do that tomorrow. I shall figure it out. Never fear. I'm going to put these things all away for the moment because I won't be needing any of this stuff for now. I'm going to do something else. Which is fine, you know, you can do that. All of these things need to go in there. Do that. And you sir, can actually put those in there. Don't need those. Well, that completely scuppered my plans for today. It's a little bit annoying, but you know, is what it is. So just simply do something else. In fact, I might crack on and see about doing this astral sorcery. So, no, we want to do that. I'm going to put my glove back on. Something like that. Yep, cool. Some food. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and do a little bit of exploration. Let's just prepare my tools. Get you guys away. Okay. Right, so I'm going to take some wood with me. Might have to make a crafting table on the fly, so let's take wood. Let's see if we've got the astral sorcery book. Astral tome, that's what we're going to need. So I'm going to put these away. No, not there. Put my full Mormon thing away for the moment. And we'll get the astral tome, right, so let's have a look. So, discovery. So first of all, we need to go and find some temples, ancient shrines, constellation papers, right, so we currently have, I've managed to get 2 so far. I think there are 16 altogether. Now the way you find them, these constellation papers, because this is all about sorry, all about the stars, what we have to do is we have to first locate the constellation papers. Now they start off when you actually find them in the world, you start off with they're just blank. As you put them into your inventory, they conform to one of the constellations that you don't yet have. There are 16 in total, and the way you find them is you have to go and abuse these temples. Now what we do, we're going to need some of this marble, by the way, because this particular mod makes things out of this marble. So I'm going to be, as I'm going around and gathering to that, and that is what we're looking for. Quite often in these small temples, underneath the pillar, they will have, some interesting stuff I've done. This is what we want. See, look, it says constellation paper, there's nothing here. If I put it in my inventory, it shows me that I have discovered Avitas. So if I come back to my book, look at my constellation, see I've got a new one there, Avitas. So what I basically need to do now is do some hunting. Do some hunting around the world, which generally speaking I wouldn't do on camera, but in the absence of being able to finish off the film stuff that I wanted to do, I'm going to go and do some explorations and have a little look around this world and see if I can kill some things and find some things. Mainly find stuff, but you know, killing might just happen anyway. Sometimes you just got to. And of course, you know, it'll rapidly turn into a shopping trip, because you know, you go out and you pass through somewhere and like, oh yeah, I need some of that. Yeah, I haven't got any of those. For example, I'm coming up on a magical forest. Now these magical forests, for Thorncraft, if you're not aware, see, they have these shimmer leaf. These plants are very, very useful. They are essential for crafting in Thorncraft, because, let me just show you, one of these shimmer leaf plants, you put it up here in your crafting, it will turn into quicksilver. Now quicksilver is used for all kinds of things in Thorncraft. It's used for making pipes and all kinds of other stuff. Very useful to have. Yeah, you're a goggy. Where's my bee? Yes, I know. You're a goggy. Oh, I've already learned goggy. Never mind that. Never mind that, sir. What we are actually looking for is astral sorcery temples. Not pools of suspicious looking water. These things as well, fish rooms. If you stand on these, they're quite funky. I'll show you in a second when I find another one. They're kind of you know, mushrooms. You get the reference. They are kind of funky when you stand on them, so try not to. Let's see if I can find one. Got a sods one out, I won't find another one. They tend to appear in these magic forests around the bottom of trees, and they are a source. Yeah, they're a source of some of the things that are harder to get. Like this is that little red wand, and that's Protatio or Procatio or something like that. That is very hard to get. So yeah, there's one. Oh, I see a couple. Right, let's check this out when I walk across it. Oh, feeling a bit weird. It's messing with my screen. I'm going to try that again. Stand here and oh my god. This is a bad time to be attacked by monsters, because you really can't see what the hell you're doing. Yeah, oh yeah, stop that now. Yeah, it's enough, please. Yeah, it doesn't last for very long. It's kind of funky. Try not to step on anymore. So yeah, these. There we go. I've got quite a few of these. I don't really need to be stopping to to pick these up. But you know, hey, we're here. Saves another trip in the future. So we're looking for an astral sorcery temple, but we ain't found one yet. I could do random teleporting to just move around the world and you know, find these locations, but don't really want to do that. Much rather just go out and find these. Find one of these temples by myself. Problem with some of these flowers is they can look remarkably similar to one. No, hey, no, don't step. Oh, seriously. Well, I'm doing that now. Oh, dizzy. Right. Come on, man. This is all these temples out here. Come on. Don't think they happen to occur in particular. Oh, is that quicksand? No, it's mud. Particular biomes. They're just randomly located in places around the world, so you just have to, you know, go for a little run. Oh god, that's mud. I hate this stuff. Which you move really slowly. You just gotta keep looking. Be around here somewhere, maybe. Yeah. Oh, this is promising over here. This is very pretty, very pink. Oh, yeah, very pink. Pink daffodils. No, we're not collecting flowers today. Come back here later though. Come on, give me an astral sorcery temple. Seriously, that's one I should probably eat some food. Probably doing a lot of running. Now the sun's going down. Great. Took me longer than I was working. Down a hole. Really? No astral temples anywhere nearby? Usually you see them absolutely bloody everywhere, but of course when you're live and you're on camera and you're looking for one, nary a one to be found within a 400-mile radius. So it's like the other day, I don't know if you remember, I was looking for chickens to get feathers, and I literally was going around for ages and ages trying to find chickens. The moment I'm off camera, I went out the other side of my base, chickens everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And then probably the same thing will happen with the Astral Sorcery Temple. What I'm trying to do is find one of the bigger temples, because you get a lot of those small ones dotted around. Well, you know, you should get a lot of small ones dotted around. But every now and again you will come across a really, really big one. Now those are the ones that you need to find to begin your crafting process. And you can't start anything in the mod really until you've found one of those. And I'm just not finding it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go home. I'm going to sleep through the night. And I'm going to do something I didn't really want to do. I'm going to try some random teleporting. There is a command in Minecraft on servers which allows you to do this, random teleport. And that just takes you to a completely random location in the middle of nowhere. Supposedly safely, but not always. Sometimes it lands you underwater or... Ah! Oh, would you look at that? Haha! It dropped me right by one of the big astral temples. This is what we've been looking for. This is the full-scale temple. Kind of funky. So, can I quick look under the pillow just to see any hits? I think actually this one has a couple of treasure chests downstairs. So what I need to do, let's have a look. Let's see some of that wood. I'm going to do there. About maybe wood there. Like that. And stop water. Yeah. Now what we're going to do gonna break in. Okay, yeah, see that? This is what we've been looking for. Now, what we need to do, have a look in these chests first of all. Gold, bone, and 2 of those. We've got a couple more of those. Constellations. And sometimes there's a second chest. There it is. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so actually I think I need some more bits before I can actually use this place. So what I'm going to do, we'll come out here, and I'm going to do the set home command. So set home astral. Now, let's just have a quick look at the research. So what we need to do, okay, so ancient shrines, okay, constellation papers, yeah, okay, and what we need to be doing is making a resonating wand. Now I need 2 aquamarine, ender pearl, and some marble. I need to use a crafting table near one of these strange crystals. So what I'm going to do, I need an ender pearl and some aquamarine. I've got 1 aquamarine from there, but I need more. I need 2. So what did it say I needed? 2 marble, 2 aquamarine, and an ender pearl. Okay, so well, yeah, an ender pearl and aquamarine. Yeah, there we go. And I've got enough stuff. Oh, I used my wood to build up that pillar, didn't I? And I took that wood there for a purpose. Okay, so get some more wood. Actually, if I make it into a crafting table before I even go there, like so, there we go. I'll stop using it for something else. Okay, I think everything. Yeah, cool. Right, so let's go home astral. There we go. Loads. Cool. So now what we do, what you have to do apparently is you have to put down a crafting table near one of these things, and what you will see is a little particle effect with a line going between the stone. There we go, look, see that? Now we can make our resonating wand. Should be able to do resonating wand. Let's go sorcery. Oh, okay, it won't let me automatically put the thing there. Fair enough. That, and the pearl there, and a couple of marble. There we go. Resonating wand. Cool. Nice. So that's that. Okay, let's have a look at our research. What else do we need to do? Luminous crafting table. Okay, so we need crafting station. City marble is just coal surrounded by marble. Okay, that's relatively straightforward. What we might have a quick look is to see if we can find any more constellations. Let's have a look, see if we can find another temple nearby. Bet there isn't going to be one. Of course, why would there be another temple nearby? That would be far, far too easy. Ooh, I hear the ice cream man coming up in the distance. closer and closer. Ice cream man! Yeah, and then getting a little bit... Oh, there's another... I did find... Oh my god, I did actually find one. Okay, now the question is there going to be anything here? Sod's law. No, absolutely nothing here. Brilliant, marvellous, just what we were after. Like I said, I'm going to take some of this marble because it's going to become useful. Essentially what we're going to have to be doing eventually is building our own crafting stroke altar setup to do this astral sorcery. Now it requires all kinds of interesting bits and pieces. What I might also have to do is find an area that has a lot of starlight. You get a bit further on, you get a tool which allows you to see how much starlight an area gets, and there are certain areas which are a lot better to use. You'll see what I mean when I start doing the actual mod properly tomorrow. But there are areas that have a lot more starlight than others, and starlight is something you essentially need to do a lot of the crafting in this particular mod. There are ways of turning it into a liquid. You get this liquid starlight, which you can use for all kinds of interesting and funky things. Just seeing if I can find another temple before I finish up for today. Has to be one around here somewhere. Come on. Get some more food. Okay. Not seeing anything immediately. It's always useful, I find, to go out and do a bit of exploring, because you tend to come across things like I found the other day. I found some interesting trees that I hadn't come across before, and that's useful. You can take that back and then grow them and use interesting wood in your constructions. Yeah, this is not going very well. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine, let's go back home. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, so I put lots of these crates here. I don't really think I'm going to use those three. I haven't used these. No, so what I'm going to do, break these down. I need to figure out where I'm going to do astral. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'll put the crates down here for the moment. And what I will do is start piling all this. One of these crates will start piling all this interesting marble into, so that later on when we come back, we'll be able to use this. And I put these constellation papers in there as well. Once you've used them, either they're pretty much useless. Beyond a certain point, there is no point in having any more of them. I think you can... Oh, actually, wait a minute. I think there might be a way to actually add them to your journal. Let's just have a look at that confirmation. I might have to look into that, but yeah, I thought there was a way that you could actually put those constellation papers into your journal, so you could have like a permanent record of them. But maybe not. So put some of this stuff away. Keep through the night. So yeah, a little bit of a setback today. I wasn't kind of expecting that not to work. That's kind of bugged me a little bit, but I am happy that I've got this sorted, because that is just so cool. Machines. Put those in there. Mushroom stuff. Something that should be making its way, yeah, somewhere eventually. Yeah, making its way in there. It's funky. I love the way it kind of snakes around the jars and stuff. So yeah, that stuff. This Procantio or Procatio or whatever it's called. That's really, really hard to get. So those mushrooms, they're called vishrooms. They are one of the only reliable sources. There are a couple of others, but they require crafting. So those vishrooms are actually really handy if you ever come across them out in the world and you intend to do Thorncraft. Grab them because they are invaluable to have. Absolutely invaluable. Oh, we want to keep the shimmer leaf. Get rid of those. And snowballs can go away in there. Get rid of those. Snowballs have. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's take some of those. Don't know if we've got that one yet. Let's have a look. Yeah, the next few days I'm just going to be basically piling stuff into here. Oh, it does. Is it going making a new one, or is it going? I don't know if I have. Where is it going? Oh, it's going to this empty jar here. Look. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Excellent. So yeah, over the course of the next few days and stuff, I'm going to be breaking down all kinds of things to see what things contain and to build up all some of the rarer resources. That one, cool. What you got? Ooh, some of that. Those are too pleasant. Scary. Okay. So yeah, I'm liking that. That's really coming together nice. I'm quite sure why this doesn't work. I have to come back and beat this with a hammer. I wonder if it has to be on ground rather than dirt, rather than wood. Doesn't make any sense, but I'll do some research and figure that out. Because then basically if I get that figured out, tomorrow I'll be coming back and showing you a bit more about this kind of process, because I need to upgrade this smeltery. Need to make it a better one. Because apparently what happens is, over time, you see the bar up on the left hand side there. See, it shows pink at the bottom, but then it shows purple at the top. Now apparently doing all this magic can have negative effects, and basically the more you get of that purple line, the bigger that purple line gets, you can get some really serious effects. So when you're using this kind of structure, to start off with, it's not very effective and it does produce some waste, as does this thing. For example, let me just show you. If I get something simple, sheet of glass, see it has 5 of that particular aspect in it. So if I take a sheet of glass and I drop it in there, so that it currently has 5 of that, but if you just leave it for a while, what will happen? That 5 will slowly dissipate. So you don't just went to 4, and can you see that purple haze coming off of it, going off up into the image of that stuff? Eventually it just went down to 3, yeah, and down to 2, and more of that purple. That purple stuff is called flux. See, there's only 1 left now, and there it goes, that's all gone. This is a very, very inefficient way of breaking down Essentia. This is far more efficient. It is still not completely efficient. So what will happen, see that number there was 40, yeah, it's going up. So yeah, what will happen, eventually you'll start getting some bad effects, and that can be all kinds of things. The worst is what's called taint. Now, what will happen, you'll get like a little tear in reality come up, and slowly things will start coming out of it, bad monsters, and eventually this purple stuff called taint, and it will start affecting the land all around, and it will turn the land purple, and monsters will spawn on it all the time, and it gets very hectic very quickly. So one of the things you need to be doing in Filmcraft is tidying up after yourself and essentially making more efficient setups to reduce the waste that you produce whilst performing and processing all these materials. And doing this is another source of it, so I'm going to have to look very carefully at providing filters and things. Anyway, that's about it for today. So if you're liking what you're seeing, please head on over to my Twitch channel and set me up as a follower. Just follow my channel to get daily updates on what we're doing and daily streams. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.